to what we was going to talk about. Welcome to the room. Welcome to the room. We're talking about, can you actually afford a home in Michigan? That's right. Now, what if I told you that there were currently over 5,000 houses available on the market right now under $300,000? Would that kind of excite you and make you think like, oh, I need to get a home, or I need to become a first time home buyer, or maybe you should purchase a rental property, or rather an investment property? Well, it's not completely out of reach. $300,000, 5,000 plus homes in the state of Michigan. So let's jump into that. So since tonight we're talking about affordability and what it really looks like in today's Michigan housing market, a lot of people seem to get discouraged before they even start. And I want you to know that in the state of Michigan alone, the median home price right now is $279,000. That is a great starting point for first-time home buyers. And even if you're not, if you need to start a little lower, there's no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with doing so. We can get you going. It's all about how you plan it, right? In one of my other videos, I mentioned to you guys how piss poor planning will deliver piss poor performance. Well, we're going to plan this out very well. Nothing's going to be poor about it. You won't even be poor at the end of this at your closing costs. You're going to walk away with some dollars in your pocket still to furnish your beautiful new home. So the median sale price again is around $279,000, and buyers are still actively getting deals done every single day. So for those of you that are saying like, oh, ain't nobody buying anything right now, I'm just seeing houses sitting on the market, that is absolutely not true. Matter of fact, it's so not true that if you want to understand the market better, you need to pay attention. Because if you don't know, I'm Derrick Coleman, and I'm a realtor with a tax background. So I'm giving you a little more knowledge than your everyday realtor would be able to, because I'm going to tell you how drastic of an impact those taxes on that property is going to be. Because most folks are just looking at that price tag, that shiny little price tag, but they're forgetting about the taxes that you're going to owe if they're capped or uncapped. Is it a homestead or not a homestead? You know, it's all these things that you need to research and plan about. So again, piss poor planning, not happening over here. So one thing about me is I'm helping the people out here to buy, sell, and build build wealth rather, through real estate. And the way to do that is working with first-time home buyers. A lot of you guys don't know that the path to wealth is actually through home ownership. So we're going to discuss ways across this 4-part series on how you will become a homeowner. So let's get into it. Again, what the Michigan market is looking like. In Michigan, again, the median sales price is around $279,000. So that's great, with approximately 5,154 homes currently available under $299,000. You don't even got to break 300 grand to get a beautiful little property in the state of Michigan. You could even be on the lake in some of these instances. Now, it's important for me that because this means that there are opportunities out there for buyers, and a lot of you guys are unaware. And when you know better, you do better. So I'm hoping to tell you so that you can do better with this information. So if you have a game plan, you can move strategically, and we can get you into a home sooner than you think. Because right now, the market currently has about 2 months worth of inventory out there, meaning if you were to think about the 5,154 homes in the state available right now, that in the next 2 months, that's 60 days from now, those will be all gone. They will be sold, bought up. So if you think like, oh, let me wait, let me get my savings up to buy that house that I just saw that Derrick the Realtor posted, that yesterday morning on the hot sheet, you're going to be SOL, because it's only about 2 months worth of inventory. So that means buyers are buying, sellers are selling. It is a market that is moving. Don't be fooled by the mainstream media headlines. So is it competitive? Hey, you guys, competitive. Of course it's going to be competitive, especially when you've got LLCs and all these other companies and entities stepping in with cash offers. But it's all about how you plan your plan of attack, or it's all about your plan of attack, and then who you got working with you. So if you got me, you ain't got nothing to worry about. We're going to get you from point A to point B and everything in between as we need to. Well, I guess I should say everything point A to point Z and everything in between. But It's not the extreme craziness right now that was going on in the housing market in Michigan a couple of years ago. Things have kind of, calmed down, but they're still moving fast. Again, 2 months is not long. That is 4 paychecks for those of you working biweekly. If you're, monthly, then that's 2 paychecks. Come on, let's get into the hamster wheel, get the brain start spinning. All right. So I need you buyers to understand that even though you may not win the house first, well, I need you to understand you might not win it first, but we're going to fight our darndest and we're going to plan a course of action that is going to guarantee, just about guarantee rather, that you get the property you want. You may face some competition, but preparation is what gives you buyers the confidence and leverage that you need. So I'm giving you the information now so that we can formulate that plan and have the strong hand, strong arm these folks, right? Okay. Now, one of the biggest myths I hear is, like I said, everybody's talking about, I can't afford this or I can't afford that. But then I still turn around and I see them posting from the live concert or talking about these Usher and Chris Brown concerts or how they want to go to Dolly World this summer, considering everything that's going on. So it's not just about the price of the home, right? When lenders are looking at it and when my lenders are looking at your information, they're mainly looking at your income, your monthly debts, your credit profile, your available funds, and your monthly payment comfort. Like, how easy is it going to be for you to make this payment every month, in addition to the other folks that you already owe, creditors, debtors, whomever it may be. So I want to tell y'all now that honestly, a big mistake I'm seeing a lot of you guys is focusing. Hey, see, and there they go over there. I'm not even going to show y'all. It's rated R. But Bailey, come, stop. Come on. Come here. Louie, stop. Anyway, back to our regular programming at the farm. What was I saying? Buyers are focusing on the home price instead of the monthly payment because, again, it's all about affecting your lifestyle. Yes, you see a home for $299,000, but if your mortgage is freaking $2,700 because you have this high interest rate, can you really afford to pay that? And is it worth it? That's where I come in. We're going to develop a plan of attack. We're going to think about those things from the beginning before we even place an offer and get you far down a rabbit hole that you can't dig your way out of. Now, your monthly payment typically is going to include things like your principal, your interest, your taxes, your home insurance, and sometimes mortgage insurance. Depending on what the lender is and how much you're putting down as far as the down payment, you may have to pay for additional mortgage insurance and its cost. Again, more cost, more cost. And I just want to say, hey, you guys, welcome to the room. We're here today is just talking about how affordable it is to buy a home in the state of Michigan. So if you're a first time home buyer, you haven't bought a home in a long time, you're thinking about buying a home, you're just curious about what the market right now is doing, this type of information is how you can act better. So again, when you're thinking about the price of the home and buying a home, you don't want to just think about the price of the home. Those other things like the taxes are going to really come into play. You want to think about that. So, two homes at the same price point can be very different monthly payments depending on where they lie in the city or on the street rather, because some streets in Michigan, right across the street, directly across, you can have a very different taxation. So we got to keep those things in mind in the forefront when we're purchasing a home. Now, some credit, debit, and buyer mistakes, or rather credit, debt, buyer mistakes. People think they need perfect credit to buy a home. And let me bust that myth with a bubble. You do not need perfect credit. My lending team, they are so great. They got someone with a 515 credit score approved for a mortgage. So if you need a pre-approval, you're ready to start shopping, you're ready to figure out your plan of attack, you need to get in touch with me now. My team is going to be the team to do it for you, take you from start to finish, all the way through the finish line. Now, obviously, stronger credit can improve your options. So again, it's going to have an effect on that interest rate and what that premium is going to be each month. But that's something we're going to discuss before we get you under contract and you're stuck with that heavy note. Now, what hurts buyers more often is poor planning. You see how everything, we keep coming back to that poor planning. So let's make sure that you have a plan of attack that we can implement immediately and strategically to get you the outcome that you're looking for. So if buying a home is even remotely on your radar, you need to think about things like not financing a car from the little lot down the street just because they got that dream car sitting up there on that prop that you've been waiting on. You need to not max out your credit cards. Don't go swiping that Amex willy-nilly because you finally got the payment down for 2026 as a resolution. Do not do it. And then don't make any major financial moves. Matter of fact, just don't even be doing anything with your money. Let's have these conversations. Get connected with me so my lender can tell you exactly how much you can afford to just float out there in your free spending willy-nilly funds, or how much you need to be putting over in your reserve account, because you're going to have a mortgage soon. We're getting you to home ownership. We're not renting anymore. Renting is for 2005. 2009, after the market crashed in '08, you rented back then, but now we're going to have simple conversations so that we can save thousands of dollars and tons of frustration in the long run. So you should pay attention now. And here's the reality why, because a lot of buyers that are sitting on the sidelines are waiting for this perfect market. Perfection does not exist. We can always strive for it. And like the market is going to do, it's always going to continue to move and evolve up and down. So if rates improve later this year or next year, competition is going to be even more fierce. Because like I said before in the other videos, if Mary, Joe, and Sue are all waiting for the mortgage rates to drop, as soon as they drop, everybody's lining up with their offer, submitting an offer. Now it's wildfire offers, just offer in, and you're being rejected. You're losing out. We're not getting it because you're not equipped to go competitive with those type of offers because you didn't plan for that. So buyers preparing now are usually ones who move fastest when the opportunities show up. So again, you want to get in touch, make contact so that we can set a plan of action in place for you. If you think you want to purchase by fall, you want to be settled into the new home before the kids start school, you need to move now. You need to be looking right now. Start the process today. Do not delay. Now, if anything else, if nothing else you take from this, I want you to know that there are thousands of homes available in the great state of Michigan. And if you are interested, I am your guy. And aside from that, if you have interest in other places, I have a robust team of people that I know. Contacts, I've been networking over the years. I have folks down in Georgia, in Ohio, in Iowa, in Arkansas, down in the sunshine state of Florida. So if you're looking to be a snowbird and you're coming and going when it hits wintertime up north and you want to head down to Florida, no worries. I've got someone who can put you onto a beautiful, beautiful beachside property in the sunny Isles of Florida. So let me know. But I want you to know, whatever you have to do or whatever you decide to do, you have to decide and you have to act. You need to put your big pants on, your big kid pants on, adult pants. Adulting is hard, but once you do it, the reward is just so much more fruitful. And there's nothing impossible if you have faith. So I'm begging you all to just have faith. Get in contact. We can come up with a game plan for you. We can discuss what you need to do to make it from renter to homeowner, from living paycheck to paycheck to having some home equity right there, okay? To having some cushion for you to build on, to having something for you to draw on when it's time for your children to go off to college. And you need to figure out, how are we going to pay for that tuition? Oh, all that equity that Derrick Coleman the Realtor helped us build in this home. We weren't even going to buy this home. Thank God he had us get this investment property. Now we're going to withdraw that equity and Scott's going to school for free. Okay. I know my sister would have loved that. Okay. If her nursing school could have been paid for free, scot free from, home equity. Well, it wouldn't have been scot free, but my parents would have covered that because that's what parents do. So if you're a parent out there, get yourself together to take care of your kids for later. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for joining. I really do. This is my first time doing this live series as far as real estate opportunities and discussing home affordability and what the home buying process looks like in the state of Michigan. So if you're interested in learning, the next 3 lives will dive more into it. We're going to actually discuss in the next one the step-by-step process to purchase a home. So if you're curious, like, okay, well, what do I need to do if today I wanted to begin to buy a home? Exactly. We're going to tell you step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, so on and so forth. Okay. It's going to be a roadmap, and I'm giving this information to you at no additional cost. Just tune in. Just join me here on the live. Make sure you share. If you think you know someone who could benefit from some information about home ownership, first-time home buyers, I have down payment assistance programs. We've got some great opportunities and options out there, but you won't know about it if you don't ask about it. Closed mouths don't get fed. I know some of y'all grandmas used to say that back in the day, granddaddies, daddies, uncles, papas, meemaws, whatever. Closed mouths don't get fed. So you need to speak up and ask for what you want. If you want a house, ask me about it. You ask me for a house, I'm going to get you in a house, okay? Come hell or high water, we're going to get you in a house. Now, it all comes down to planning and time frame. So the sooner you get in touch with me, the sooner we can make this a reality for you and your loved ones. Because again, every millionaire, billionaire on the path to trillionaire knows that the path to wealth is through real estate. You can go and check any of their portfolios. They all have their hands dipping and dabbling in real estate. So if you haven't already, you need to get, you're late to the game. Don't be tardy for the party. Don't be tardy for the party. Yeah, that's my version of it. Because right now you need to get together and show up. Show up or show out. No, don't show up or show out. We're going to show up and show out. Let's get you in a home. The path to home ownership is right in front of you with Derrick Coleman the Realtor. This is me, y'all. I'm tuning out. You can check me next time. We're doing this again this coming Sunday, May 10th at 1 p.m. It's Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies out there. And it's going to be a quick, brief live. You'll see some fun. You'll see some mothers. We'll have some guest introductions on there or guest cameos. Yeah, so tune in Sunday, May 10th at 1 p.m. here back on the live, and we're going to talk about the actual buying process and the step-to-step method that you need to invoke. Anyway, cheers, y'all. I'm going to go and make sure these dogs ain't around here giving us some grand pups. And if you are interested in any dogs right now, you can head on over to Quay Pups. That's QAEPUPS, and you'll see some beautiful puppies there. Your opportunity to get your own standard poodles, mini poodles, European Dobermans. We have Yorkies. So it's just all types of things. Do not call asking for a Yorkie, though. There are no Yorkies right now. You just heard me saying we're not doing the whole grandpup thing. None of that. And no Yorkie poos either. No. Standard poodles, miniature poodles, and your European Dobermans at Quay Pups. They're great over there, guys. So head on over, check them out. And shout out to everybody else again. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate y'all. Love. Peace. Ciao.